This episode of Super GG Radio is brought to you by our Patreon. Patrons of the show can get our Dogs of Super GG Radio newsletter, Super GG Radio stickers to slap on your closest PC or bag, input on what we cover, game nights with the hosts, and even a chance to win a copy of an indie we talked about. Not only that, but 90% of all patron contributions go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Visit patreon.com/superggradio to learn more.
What's good, Internet, and welcome to session 234 of Super GG Radio, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. Once again, Darkhold Eric Getty Gettinger. With me, as always, is high-speed hero with a flaming skull, Alex the Ghost Rider Arona.
I'm going to stick to what I said originally when we recorded this episode. I prefer the second Ghost Rider, made by the people who made Crank. Those movies rule, and if you put them back to back, they make roughly 2 hours. Also, he pees fire.
Alex, the only Ghost Rider that I know is Nicolas Cage.
That is my Ghost Rider. Hashtag that's my Ghost Rider.
Also with us is Vampire with a heart of gold, Morbius, or should I call him Joel DeWitt?
That was the bad movie, right? Like the really bad movie that Sony decided to then get trolled into releasing it back into theaters. So many vampires you could have chosen, and you went with this one.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, but you know he was a Spider-Man villain before Jared Leto ruined everything.
Yeah?
Isn't that like kind of across the board, the stance on anything Jared Leto?
Man, I heard Dallas Buyers Club was a good movie.
Was that because of or in spite of Jared Leto?
I don't know.
In spite of.
Wasn't McConaughey in that movie?
Yeah, he was. In spite of.
Are you predisposed to Matthew McConaughey movies? Are they generally good? I've watched 15 minutes of Failure to Launch. It's not great.
That's a choice, Kenny. That was a choice.
That was his rom-com days. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's about a guy who won't move out of his parents' place. Yeah, like he's close to 40.
Terry Bradshaw's in it. I don't know why, but all right. Okay.
I mean, he was in American Psycho, so something good at least.
Oh, Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Everyone gets one.
All right, and finally, we have Sorcerer Supreme of the podcast, Alec Parks.
Ooh, I know some things about this character. Do I get a company-provided baseball bat with barbed wire, or do I have to make my own?
Have to make your own.
Magical barbed wire.
Do I get cool powers?
Yes, you get the cool powers, but you have to say convoluted names whenever you cast said spells or use those powers. So, I mean, take it for what you will.
That sounds like work.
I mean, you could be like Zatanna from the DC realm where you have to say just words backwards.
I mean, it's still work to know those words backwards. So.
I'm saying it's a lot more work, I feel like.
Is that the point where you'd be like, nah, I don't need magic powers?
I don't need it.
I don't need this. I can live without it. And then 15 minutes later, there's Alex writing words backwards so that he can say it out loud.
Hold on. Open this jar of pickles. Nepo. Napo.
All right, that was worth the laugh. Yeah, guys, this week we are all in on early adopters. We got 3 hot tracks. Gonna run through the news like we're on fire, then slowly get to the end of the year backlog. We got to close it up before those game of the year lists are due. I know Alex is on my case hourly now.
I haven't even started mine.
And yet mine has to be first.
Yours is absolutely not first.
It's not?
No, Phil's is first.
Oh, good.
Then Alec, then you.
All right.
I guess I better do that.
Yeah.
Aw, shucks. I guess I gotta do stuff. Super GG Radio, where we make you do things. I'll remember, Alex. I'll remember. All right, who's ready for early adopters? Where we play alphas, betas, and guys, cat, naked cat.
No. Aren't all cats naked?
Only at certain times.
They sexualize him so badly.
This is like the Adam and Eve thing, where it's like they were wild animals and free, but then they were taught the idea of shame and then had to put clothes on. That's what this cat is.
No, I would argue that the cat found some underpants and crawled into them, and then he got his muscles.
So wait, is that implying that they're implying that the underpants are magical, or that the cat is magical?
I maintain that the underpants are magical.
Okay. I mean, maybe. When that cat is...
Would they be magical if they were board shorts?
No. It has to be the banana hammock, thong, G-string, whatever you want to call it.
Got it. All right.
Well, also, I guess the other question I have is that cat seems kind of magical when you're just playing him normal.
I mean, he just has physical attacks, right?
Like wall climb.
I mean, cats can climb walls.
But can they defeat robotic aliens flying in space?
Well, neither can this cat.
No, neither.
If you jump on the flying enemy... Well, let's talk about the game.
No, I'm with Alec on this one. I also did not have any success defeating enemies. So, hey, you guys, you like platformers with cool anime themes? Well, Neko...
Super Muscle Cat.
Super Muscle Cat. This is the game for you.
Super Muscle Cat.
The world is done. We have been invaded, and our only savior is a cat that looks like an old picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger with with tiny Speedo on and a cat head.
And a cat head, yeah.
He is our Lord and Savior, Super Muscle Cat.
All hail Super Muscle Cat.
So you platform, you attack, you dodge, you get all these abilities, and then every once in a while you'll see one of the anime ladies in the world that is your friend, supposedly.
No, she's definitely your friend.
But then you go to them, they do an anime cutscene where they rip off your bikini briefs, you freak out, cover your bits, and then transform into a regular cat.
Just a tiny cat?
Tiny cat.
And then when you're in tiny cat form, you know, you're faster, you can climb walls.
You could head jump on enemies. I'm telling you, I did it.
I feel like this is
not
just...
experience that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like stealth mode when you're regular cat. You're just zipping around, you're trying to make it through. But when you're Super Muscle Cat, boy, those melee attacks, powerful.
I like the slide.
Where he just sticks his arms out fully and then just slides across the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
So obnoxious. So over the top. This game is just that much fun.
The checkpoints are litter boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely crouches down whether or not it's cat form. Person cat does it too. It's weird. I know that you pointed out this beta earlier this week, and I said, "What the hell? Let's get weird." But I didn't expect this level of weird.
Joel,
but it's
I'm
also
all
a very
about
competent game.
Yeah, no, it has good mechanics. I guess this game has been in development for a while. It's not the first time it's been on the website that we utilize, Alpha Beta Gamer, but it is definitely something that feels good. When you're Super Muscle Cat, your melee attacks have oomph to them, and at the same time, when you're tiny little cat running around, you feel very vulnerable. And this game does it well. It's just so over the top anime. It hooked me in, guys.
And the idea being that you're Muscle Cat for defeating all these invading aliens, but then when you need to get into small crevices or do some wall jumping puzzles, then you would need to transform into Tiny Cat.
Tiny Cat.
And when you're doing it, everything is like those big bombastic anime cutscenes, and it's pretty sweet.
You guys like that boss fight?
Felt very Sonic the Hedgehog-y.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
a lot of booping people on the head.
Yeah, and you got to hit it a certain number of times, memorize the pattern.
Yeah, they're like platforms that are being thrown fire or noxious fumes or something at it. They have to make sure you're in the right side to avoid that. The only thing they're missing, I think, is that you couldn't do like the bouncing on top of the enemy and hitting them multiple times thing. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
And the weightlifting cutscenes. Did you guys find any of the secret areas where you had to pump iron?
Yes, I found one of those.
Okay. I thought it was... So there's some obstacles that are like, oh, you don't have enough strength. And I was like, all right, I guess I don't have enough strength. But then you can find these like little areas and it's like, all right, you're at the gym now. And you have to run from bench press to bench press and then just pump iron.
It was just tapping the button, right? There wasn't any timing aspect to it. But yeah, there was a neon light, even like with an arrow that said gym, and in some spots it would be like going down a tunnel. The one that actually opened up for you this time, I think it was a moving platform that sort of went southwest to a different area. But I really wonder whether that's just like a taste for the weird ideas they have throughout the entire game. Because if it's just littered with like dumb gym-focused MIDI games, if they're all different, yeah, sign me up.
I mean, I feel like
I'm confused.
He could do squats
not how
too.
you guys go to the gym?
What's
do you not like run from bench press to bench press? Is that not how it works?
Alex, who's gymming? Have you told Beth?
Just run from bench press to bench press.
I mean, when I go to the gym, I normally use the treadmill, and then I will do some machines. I don't normally use the free weights, but...
Who's the machines?
Florence and her friends.
Yeah.
There we go.
Are we just making bad references now?
Absolutely.
Super
That's what
GG
most
Radio.
podcasts, I think are.
60% more bad references. No, we have
Say
to
that
fix
like
it.
we made good ones.
Super GG Radio.
We do a Simpsons one here and there. Like, that's not bad. Or Futurama. Sometimes.
Do
Those
we?
said Futurama was good.
I
Keep going,
do.
Getty.
Hot
What else we
take.
got?
I
Futurama was a good show.
Yeah, the first couple seasons, sure.
And then like the 7th season, and then like the 11th season.
I don't even stand by those.
You don't even
Get
know
us out
what
of here,
happened.
Getty. What's next?
Alex, we got so many games. I'm just falling
know.
over games to get out of here.
I'm trying to get us to more
No,
games.
it's not okay. Okay, yeah, I guess we can move on to another game. Hey guys, let me tell you about Mermaid's Tongue. This week we also played a point-and-click game. That's
It's an adventure.
That's a genre.
What's a point-and-click adventure?
You do the pointy, you do the clicky. Mermaid's Tongue. This one is from the perspective of a couple of characters who are trying to solve the murder of a sea captain. And
Yes.
you know, I'm gonna toss this one over to who played this? Who didn't play this?
I did not.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
I feel like Joel might have appreciated Mermaid's Tongue, even though the pointy and clicky nature of it. So, give me some impressions. How do you feel about Mermaid's Tongue?
So in the 10 minutes I played of the game, I love the way it looks. It's got a very cool art style. The characters have this sort of pale white, skin tones and very kind of like off color, like almost seafoam green hair, or like a slightly different toned red for the other guy's hair. It's very stark in that way. And there are even spots when you're searching the ship, like things will illuminate a certain color if there's a fire in a kiln, or there's a space where there's a green like hue coming out from the distance. The art style is on point. The writing's clever. And both the characters are funny and enjoyable without feeling forced. So I appreciated that. Another cool piece was that moving from space to space, it's like a map. Like you go to a menu and it gives you branching spaces to go, and as you open up different parts of the level, that's how it goes. Rather than having to do like a turn and go in a direction like Myst or stuff like that. So I like that format quite a bit. For the point and click for dummies, I wouldn't have hated having an option to like have it highlight the interactables.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I find it harder and harder to be bothered with like the actual like I need to just click places that might be something to see what happens in this game.
The tricky part is that this is a cursor. They like kind of just give you a random cursor, and they also voice acted every interaction to it. But the weird thing about that is that like the cursor can be on anything.
Yeah.
And they definitely like made voice line, this is a table. These are some cards.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rug. And it's like, okay, is any of it like relevant? No, they just voice acted everything, and then also made sure that like you could click everywhere. And I'm like, that feels like a lot because you never know what's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But you know somebody
As you
loves
should.
that. There's somebody out there that loves that they went through the effort to voice act every little piece of minutia.
Of course,
Getty's
because
one of those people for sure.
because it shows the extra effort. And when you're clicking around, some of the stuff is pretty overt. So when you click on it, it's like, oh yeah, there's a book on the ground. I'm going to click on that, and then you can interact with it. You can turn the pages of the book. It's like the little details, of course, that make it something special. As Joel said, you can move to different areas. I thought that was really cool, the format of it, because sometimes you just feel like you're clicking back and forth. I think it was the Good Bones that we played earlier this year, and there was one like point in the game where you can go to the kitchen or you can go to the living room, and I kept clicking in just the wrong spot, and I feel like that took away from the experience. In this, it was, all right, let's take a step back and you can go to this mini map and you can pick the zone that you want to go to. Obviously in the demo it limited your ability to do that, but I love the effort that you get when they voice act everything. Do they need to? No, but it's still fun.
I think at the same time you have to think about like what, because there is point and click adventure games, but then there's also like really trying to be a detective, like figure it out type game, and in this case it's like trying to be more of a detective fill it out type game that have like puzzle elements, like really heavy puzzles that are very intricate and that seem complex. Then there's also like these just a lot of like extra, like it's going the extra detail because it's supposed to be more difficult, I think. So that's how I think about it. Is I think about it as more of a realistic detective game.
Yeah.
Than anything else.
Oh, you have to do it. Did you get to the end of the adventure, Alex?
No, I actually was having a little bit of tough time just even with the first puzzle with the rotating shapes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually you get to this point where you discover a cauldron and then you have to manipulate it, and it gives you like prompts. It's like this person was killed by this, but you like pick a word and you drop it in there, and then they walk you through the logic that they use to get to that point. And I don't know if it's different from playthrough to playthrough. I guess I'm the only person that got to it, but I still think that it's neat that they did something in that regard. We saw it with Sonic as well, in that graphic novel that we played, The Death of Sonic the Hedgehog, where you had to like deduce and figure out clues in order to come up with an assumption there. All right, so anybody else want to talk about the mermaid's the mermaid's tongue, not the tail? That's
Not
a different
the
part of the body.
It was very well made. It was very well made and very detailed.
All right. Okay, so I guess that just leaves the game that Alec wanted to talk about, and I will not shame myself into admitting that I played it a couple of different times. Die in the Dungeon Origins. So
I
Alec,
played this a couple times.
tell me Die in the Dungeon's origins. What's going on with this?
So you've got, it's a roguelike deck builder, or die builder, I guess.
Or as we say, an Alec game.
It's an Alec game. You have yourself and a board that you can fill up with dice that do different things. They attack, they defend, or they boost or heal.
Or they heal.
And you go through a dungeon fighting various enemies until you either die or complete the dungeon. I never completed the dungeon. I died a lot.
I don't know if you could complete the dungeon.
It is a demo.
It is a demo,
yeah.
But
it'll be interesting to see if they add cumulative upgrades to it and to affect your runs.
Oh, maybe. I definitely, I could tell you that I definitely was like, oh, okay, I should probably play this again. Like I played it, and then I was like, oh, that's a cool demo. Let's just hit the play button again.
Yeah.
Because it's very like easy to understand. But there is like just an easy mechanic of just having like a bunch of die in front of you. Pick what you want to do. You have three. You could pick 3 dice. You get either an enhance die. I'm gonna do an enhance, and then I'm gonna do 2 attack die, so I hit for even more damage. Great, but then I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. So next time I'm gonna shield and heal. Do an enhance, shield, and heal, and that way I'm getting double shields and double heals. And it's like, great, but I didn't attack now. So now they're not, like, again, it's just you just keep going and shifting and doing all these different like variations on it, and it's like, it's really fun. It's addicting.
It is
experimenting. Addicting. And then after, you get like bonuses where like, what do you want to do? Do you want to get full health, or do you want to do this other thing? And then I picked I want an enhanced attack die. So now I have a 4 attack die. So like, okay, great. I can hit 4 damage now, but if I enhance it, I do 8.
Yeah.
That's really what I want.
It was kind of cool. You get so many, your inventory has so many of each dice type, and it says what their faces are, so what each one is capable of showing up in your hand as.
Yeah, and then you even get like quests where it's like, use some of your die, and then it'll roll, and whether you completed the quest or not. And you pick which quest you want to do, and they'll tell you what kind of die they need, and they will also tell you what role they need. So there's a lot of like, oh, this is going to be exciting because I'm going to explore this closet, and hopefully I find a chest, or you find nothing. Okay, cool. And then keep moving because it's all randomized, and it's just a lot of fun that way, where it's just like, it can really, there's a lot to play with there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I like the quest, and it told you what your target number was every time, so you could kind of play with that as well.
Those were mean, but they were so mean because it was like sometimes it would give you the option to use any die, all right, and then other times it'd be like, oh, but for this one you need a special one, like an element or enhancement one, and I was like, I don't have that. Where do I get that?
So you have to choose a different one.
Yeah,
or you have to like, I think you get it from some of those like random like, because I definitely got like a weird like clear blue dye that was just kind of like it wasn't an enhancement.
Is it the glass one?
Yeah, and what it did was it said that if you have like an element, it'll double that. So I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna get like a poison dye. And there definitely was like an enemy that attacked, and it was like, oh, it has poison cloud, which means that it fills up your spot for dice, so it makes it a little bit harder to like use all your dice. Yeah. So you have to kill it fast, or else the poison clouds are on your dice board.
That's one of the things I thought was really cool, is that you could get like this, maybe it was an environment dice that you could drop in a certain space, and depending on what number was on it, the following turn you would be able to get a plus of whatever it was to that spot. So if it's a 3, you drop it in that spot the next turn. If you have like a 3 on your die, then you get a 6 if you put it in that spot. So, I mean, there was a lot going on here.
And we keep saying I just want to make it clear.
Yeah,
we
there's
keep
a
saying
grid.
Positional.
There's a grid that you can drop the dice on.
It's a grid it's a board that has a grid where your dice will be placed. And say you put like your enhancement die somewhere, it'll highlight 3 spots on your board, and that's where you also have to put your, like, say if you do an attack die, if you put it where the enhanced die is like highlighting on your board, you'll then enhance that dice. So you can enhance multiple dice at a time. It's like it's positional, but also dice based.
Yep.
Yeah, there were what, 10 positions on the board.
Yeah.
8.
But if there's like a poison cloud, it'll start taking those away.
I wanted to say 8 for some reason, but yeah, it should be 10. Shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm playing it right now and you don't know.
I mean, it's a really good.
This would
That's what
make
Steam Deck's for.
This would make a fantastic mobile game too. So yeah. Steam Deck. Out of curiosity, I know that Alec doesn't get a chance to play too many, but I know you love games like this. So how far did you get in your run? Do you know?
My best run got me to dungeon level 10.
Okay. All right.
I think I got to 2 or 3.
Now, when you say dungeon level, do you mean just what it said at the top, or?
Yeah, what it said at the top.
Okay. Okay.
First run got me to 7. I had a couple that were only 5.
Yeah. I just kept getting cocky. And also, I wasn't like taking it too serious because, again, I'm like, well, we're talking about it for the podcast. I'm not going to take it too serious. So I'm just like messing around and watching like doing like, little silly moves here and there.
Okay. No, it definitely increases in difficulty as you go, and I was just kind of curious how far everybody was able to make it. But yeah, the amount of stuff that you can upgrade and the different variations of dice that you can get, this has replayability. I love games like this.
Yeah.
Having just finished Backpack Hero, this is definitely a game for me.
Yeah, maybe like this is the next one for you.
It might be. Well, the game isn't out yet. Die in the Dungeon, but Origins is still out. I say give it a shot if you're a fan of.
That's a demo.
If rogues, this is a nice place to start. Nice healthy place to start. Okay, Alec, roll for initiative. I know you have a die there.
I've got a whole bag.
I love it.
Let me see.
All right.
Which system are we playing? Are we doing D6 based? Are we doing D20 based?
No, roll a D20, and then based on the result, we're going to take a break.
We're taking a break anyway.
Are we? If you roll 1, we're not taking a break, and we're going straight to the news.
Oh man, now I got to find my dice. Let's find an actual D20 in this.
There's a 5% chance that everybody has to suffer. This is my favorite part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Odds.
18.
All right, we can take a
There we
break.
go. All right.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the other side. Yeah, we're not talking about the Game Awards this week because we talked over them last week. If you want to check that out, it's on Twitch.
Yes, but I have to put up. I'll put up our YouTube version.
Yeah, YouTube version. SuperGGRadio.
Talks over the Game
YouTube.com/ just stopping.
I thought you were about to say .edu.
Hey guys, E3 is dead. Long live
Super GG Radio. SuperGGRadio.sexy.
Alex. You can't say that.
I can't say that.
No,
it's not offensive.
We don't own it.
Somebody's gonna check that. We're gonna get in trouble.
Good, and have it rerouted to us. Please buy that domain.
I'm not doing that. Again, E3 is dead. Long live E3. So yeah, it's official. No more E3.
It's a bummer, but
But is it?
As a kid, I wanted to
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been following video game stuff since I was in like middle school, right? So it's
E3
you
was
heard
the big
stories
thing.
all the time. If you follow people about like E3 stories, like sneaking in when they were teenagers under fake pretenses of being part of a gaming website or something, or
getting invited if you worked at GameStop, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a manager. All managers are allowed to go to E3, and it's like,
right. And then you saw like those old presentations where they crowded an entire theater, and I mean, more recent years it was actually a presentation, but before they were like business meetings with PowerPoint slides and talking through business strategy.
And like the whole point is that it's supposed to be for like company like you would go with your game just so you could see how many to send to GameStop. Okay, it seems like people are pretty interested in buying my game. So GameStop employees, how many do you want to buy of my game? You know, it was supposed to be like an actual like, you know, it's supposed to be like for companies to buy copies of things, right? Trade shows.
Yep. But it's gone. Gone forever.
It's dead now.
I mean, from my understanding, like the soul had been gone for a couple of years, so it's like one of those things that like I wanted to go. I always like, you know, that was always the dream, but then at the same time, it's like, would I have wanted to go now, or would I have wanted to go in like 2010?
Who knows?
The answer's probably 2010.
Oh well, but you know what's not dead?
So?
Nope. Tell us more.
Apparently Death Stranding. Hideo Kojima is partnering with A24 for a live-action Death Stranding movie. You guys know about A24?
I'm aware
Sounds
of them.
familiar.
I've watched a handful of their movies.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I think Sheet Ghost is an A24 movie.
Alex, is there a way to kick you from the chat?
There absolutely is a way to kick me from the chat.
Well, I think I like you enough not to, but you need to cut it out right now, sir. Sheet Ghost me.
I'll find a way to make you watch Sheet Ghost.
That's
Don't
that
you
movie,
sheet
right?
Ghost
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that movie.
It's called Ghost. It's called
Nobody knows.
Ghost Story.
It's called
It's Ghost Story.
Woman
Ghost Story.
eating a full pie on camera while a guy stands in a sheet next to her
For like 7 minutes, dude. For like 7 minutes. Casey Affleck's Sheet Ghost. It's called Ghost Story.
I like the name Sheet
Oh,
Ghost
man.
better.
Yeah.
Dream Scenario. I want to watch that.
Oh yeah, I heard good things. That's the new Nick Cage.
So
That's on
they
HBO.
have a bunch of they've been getting a bunch of good press. I know that my partner had told me that they were one of the first studios that reached an agreement with the actors when the strike had begun, and that's why they were able to put out some content. But A24 is they're doing some good things, so I'm terrified of what that means, because Death Stranding the movie might be a good video game movie.
No. And not even because like a lot of people are like he's just walking. No, it's more about the fact that like that plot is nonsensical.
All right, Alex.
As somebody who liked that movie or that game, I liked that game.
Let me pitch
I
this.
played all of that game.
Let me pitch this.
That game plot is nonsensical.
Norman Reedus
Yes.
with a crossbow
And a fetus on his chest. Yes, I get it.
and a bunch of packages, and he's the only man that can deliver them.
And for some reason, when people die, they turn into a nuke.
He is Death Stranding.
When people die, they turn into a nuke within 24 hours.
Oh, you're not-
Their corpse does.
You're not saying it in the deep voice, like the movie voice, so I can't take it seriously.
It's
All right.
It's again like that's plot point number one.
Hideo Kojima, if you hear
that's
this,
like
hire me.
That's
Hire me for this. In a world where men turn into nuclear warheads upon death, one man must deliver your packages. Norman Reedus, across the wastelands. He is Death Stranding.
No, Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, come on. No, then I'd have to say he has 24 hours to do it.
You know what? I'll see this movie if Conan's in it.
You know what? You're seeing this movie.
He was in the game.
You are seeing
He
this
needs to
movie.
be in the movie.
You are seeing this movie.
He was in the game, Conan O'Brien, as himself. No, he
Oh,
wasn't himself.
really?
No,
He wasn't himself.
But he might as well have been, and he needs to be in the movie. It's
I'm waiting
yeah,
for.
and I told you, plot point number one. That's plot point number one of like 30 different plot points that just are like just boggle the mind as to why that, like, oh, it's just like a fact. They just say like, oh, by the way, ghosts, when you die, your ghost is just like a weird haunting thing with an umbilical cord that will turn into goo and murder people. Why? It's just the way the world is now, man.
I kind of want to make a bad bet with Alex about this movie.
Well,
I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm saying is that plot makes no damn sense.
No, like, if I lose, I watch Sheet Ghost. If he wins, or
what is the bet, though?
if this is a good movie, then I will watch Sheet
According
Ghost
to
with
who?
you.
Yeah, according to
The
That's
internet,
subjective.
not Alex. Alex
not
has a bad opinion about movies. He liked
That's
the
not true
Assassin's
either.
Creed movie. Come on.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I said it was better than a lot of our video games.
You said that it was
Assassin's
a
Creed
B.
is top.
A B
It's
is a
top
good
20.
score.
Yeah. That's not a good score.
Yeah. B's are better than D's. That's for sure.
I mean, yes. What's his name had some problems. He had no plot, no story arc, no growth at all. He was just there.
That was it was barely a movie.
What was his name?
Was
his name?
it was a Fassbender in that movie?
Yeah, Fassbender. Fassbender is a guy that they brainwash to be they go into his history to be an assassin, and then he's like, I don't like this, screw you, and they're like, too bad, and then afterwards he destroys the company and they're like, why'd you destroy the company? He's like, I don't like you, screw you.
But he also used his assassin powers because he had those.
But again, for what reason? They're just like, why did you do this? Because screw you, that's why. Okay.
All right.
I mean, you guys have never just had that urge to, well, burn it all down.
No.
Yeah, that's why I
You should
play
see our
video
backlog.
games.
You should play our backlog game, American Arcadia.
I mean, I wasn't really burning it all down. I was just trying to escape. So anyway, we got some more news. I thought we were going to run through this fast, but we got waylaid by...
You got me on Death Stranding.
We got
man. You me
waylaid
on
by
Death Stranding.
jackassery once again. Spider-Verse game is in the works. We found that out because of a leak at Insomniac. They got hacked.
Yep.
A lot of stuff came out besides this game. Not good stuff. So, yeah.
There was a Spider-Man game before that did like multiple spider people in different stories, right?
Yeah.
Did you call them
That was a good
spider
one.
people?
Yeah.
Well, what else would you call them? They're not all men.
And Joel, it was called Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
What
You
was
have
that
multiple
game?
spider people in that as well.
No, what was the No, what was that game? Because that game ruled.
Shatter.
Maximum Carnage.
No, Shattered Dimensions was the sequel to it. The one
Okay.
before it.
Alex is using the internet. While he's doing that, another leak. PS5 Pro. Possibly?
It was Shattered Dimensions. There was a sequel to it, though. What was the sequel to it?
Implications of PlayStation 5 Pro? I don't think that anybody here cares.
Edge of Time. There was Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time.
I mean,
I wasn't
I don't
familiar-
have a PS5 yet.
I wasn't familiar with this news, but I Googled it real quick, and the first website I got to is truetrophies.com. And the headline is, PS5 Pro specs incoming as leaks expected for controversial console.
Controversial.
How's
Yeah.
it controversial?
The PlayStation 5 is problematic.
I think it's more the fact of that, like, they just released a quote unquote slim, and yeah. I mean, again, it seems like it'll be faster. I mean, but not real good ray tracing still. And I just don't know how much more we need. Like, consoles are never gonna get like 60 FPS ray tracing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I did the PS4 Pro upgrade partially because I found a good deal for it, but
was it worth it?
no. I mean,
No?
I guess I wouldn't really know because I got rid of my normal PS4, right, and didn't play.
But you didn't feel like it was a noticeable jump for you.
It was a minor improvement that I was like, oh, this runs a little smoother, cool, you know. But it was nice and loud still. I didn't have the TV to really justify any sort of 4K upgrade anyway, so it was kind of whatever.
Destiny 2. That's all I have to say.
Did it run better with
main
the Pro?
motivation, loaded faster,
Uh-huh.
was smoother for playing it. Do I need a PlayStation 5 Pro? No.
No. I mean, I
don't
understand
think
why
so.
they're doing it. I mean, they're, 3 years into the system or something like that by now?
Aren't we a little
Yeah.
bit further along?
Are you
I
further
thought we
than
were
that?
like four years.
No.
I mean, I feel like I didn't get this
Googling.
thing until
It came out in 2020, November
So
19th.
3 years.
okay, almost
3 years.
4.
4 is in November next year.
Yeah. It's
just
been a
had
little over 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, it made sense that they'd be doing, like, they did last generation, right? So they've found their cadence with that. But, yeah, I barely use mine, so it's like, why would I need a Pro?
I just don't think that there's anything that's that high powered enough
No.
for it.
No, there
Yeah.
hasn't really been anything I've played on that where it was like, this could use an upgrade. Like Nintendo, the Switch stuff, this could use an upgrade, but Sony, no, I haven't experienced that.
Yeah, but are you really gonna? There's no such thing as a Switch Pro. You're just going to Switch 2.0 at this point.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
All right. Next piece of news: The Last of Us multiplayer game canceled. Okay.
I mean, I played the original, and that was super fun.
Oh, the PS3 online. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. It's weird that they've been having such a hard time with this because, like, the Uncharted multiplayer was surprisingly like it was a fan favorite.
I would play that. I would also play
And then
another
maybe-
Uncharted game.
No, but what I'm saying is that then the Uncharted online, or the Uncharted online was great, and then they made The Last of Us online, and people loved it. So I just don't understand why they're having that much trouble.
I don't remember there being the amount of monetization hooks in those older ones that games.
But
do
that
now.
wasn't. But the rumor was that it wasn't fun. Like
Maybe
that was
it's
what
not.
Bungie
Yeah.
had said.
Yeah, but I
the
mean,
Bungie
it's-
consulting was that it wasn't fun.
But
and
that's
it's like, I don't know
also
how
a
you're having so much
separate
trouble.
game, right? This online multiplayer game was supposed to be a separate standalone thing, right? Where Last of Us and Uncharted Online was tied to the single player game before.
I don't know.
So I think there's a value proposition thing too.
you play.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
You play those games when you say Uncharted. You say Last of Us. You play it for the story, the characters. The multiplayer was just like an extra thing that they added eventually, but I also don't know what they are doing to differentiate themselves from just like a generic free for all
Third-person
game
shooter.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the mechanics from Last of Us that you liked, right? The crafting materials.
Yeah, but
the being.
I don't know, man. I played Gears of War PvP back in the day, and I hated it.
Okay.
But I played it, and people would just talk trash the entire time. This seems like another scenario where, unless it comes with a game, I don't know that I would pay, and I don't think it would be fun. You really have to be dedicated, and there would have to be a way to, warrant there to be, like a tournament or something, like a way to bring it into. I know not Evo, but one of the other gaming tournaments, right? Otherwise, what are you doing? You're playing competitively online for nothing. That's not fun. I mean, at least in Destiny, I have my shitty story.
Who's the traveler, Getty?
The orb of light that is in the sky. We still don't know what he is. Who he is, but we know what he is.
Yeah, great story.
Exactly.
Great story.
Hey, Cade 6 is coming back. Take that, Alex.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does. You know
Space
why?
magic.
You know why? America.
America.
Doesn't make any sense.
what's
All
that?
right. We got some 1.0s this week before we drown you in freebies. So let's run through them. Chess-O-Rama goes 1.0. Alex, needs to gush on this.
So imagine mini games like turn-based soccer, but all of your players are chess pieces and they follow the rules. So if you're on a grid soccer game and your rook only can move a certain way and your pawns can only move a certain way and you're kicking the ball and you're moving up and down, it's a bunch of mini games using the chess pieces, and that's cool. Like this I had a code for, and I was like, I didn't play it, and I feel so bad because it looks so cool. I just was an idiot. So Chessorama went 1.0. Congrats to them.
That one's fun.
Hyped for this. I will be purchasing this one.
Cookie Cutter goes 1.0.
Metroidvania. We played this a long time ago.
I want them to listen to this, and I want them to understand how much we loved this demo and how much I expect Alex to get a code to review this. You heard me, Cookie Cutter devs. This game is epic, and we know it, but we still need to play it.
I mean,
would you say it slaps?
I would say,
as the kids say,
it slaps, and it's in your face. And what
Slap City.
It sure ain't cringe. There we go.
This ain't your mom's Metroidvania.
It's a little cringe.
I hate your mom's. This ain't your mom's. I like that. Cookie Cutter, turn-based 2D. Not turn-based. It's 2D platformer. Like Metroidvania, action-packed, brawling combat. Looks like an MTV cartoon in one of those, like, the way that they what's it called, Liquid Television. Just those like really like kind of trippy cartoons.
Oh yeah,
it's so cool. This is just animated beautifully. The animations are phenomenal. It's just smooth
so
as
good.
butter.
And when we played it, it just the story that they had started to build and the character, just great. I can't wait until we can talk about it more on the podcast. And then the last one, which is one of those cozy games, House Flipper 2 went 1.0.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations to them. I look forward to a
Flipping
Steam
houses
sale down the road.
Joel.
What?
You know what?
He's flipping houses.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He's definitely
It won't be till 2024 either way, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Freebies? Freebies. We just giving away bees here. All right.
Giving away bees. All right.
Yep.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, let's do this. Is this supposed to be perpetuum or is it perpetum?
It's perpetum.
Perpetum.
Two U's. 2 U's for a double dose.
So what is perpetum? Which is on Steam.
It's a persistent sandbox, single server, massive MMORPG. Build your own mechs. And gain access to an alien planet, resources and knowledge, amass huge wealth, and even claim part of the world for yourself. This is like it's a kind of a mech shooter, but also a mech Minecraft. You build up the mech, you customize the mech, you do what you want, but also you're going around the world and collecting resources to build houses and build new technology to build more mech stuff, to do more stuff. Stuff on the stuff.
Awful.
You tie the stuff to your mech.
Awful lot
your
of
mech does the
stuff.
thing. It's pretty cool. Looks good.
Are we sure about this game?
Is that the one you have
What do you mean?
highlighted or
No, Perpetum.
no?
Because official development was discontinued and the server is shut down on January 25th of 2018.
No, I'm not. Get rid of it. It's out.
All right.
Thank
Was
you,
that
Alec, for
called
catching that one.
vaporware?
Vaporware. Yeah, we don't want vaporware in here.
Nowhere.
Especially considering it's single server.
Yeah.
Don't care. All right, so we definitely have Omega Strikers over on Steam.
Omega Strikers is anime soccer. You get crazy cool characters who all have different abilities, and you play futuristic laser soccer. It looks cool as hell.
Crab Game on Steam? Wait,
Crab game.
is this the one where your crab has a gun?
No, first-person multiplayer game where you play through several different mini games based on children's game until one player stands victorious. This is Squid Games.
Oh,
Freebie Squid Games.
okay. And then we have Virtual Cottage on Steam.
I found this and I was like, holy crap, this is kind of cool. This is not a game. This is a keep yourself on task timer. You set a task, you set a timer, and it presents to you a cozy little cottage indoors where your character is now sitting at a desk and he is working. He is little scribbling on notes, so you hear that little scribble noise. There is little soft rain on the roof of the house, and they're playing you lo-fi beats. And it shows your little goal that you wrote out for yourself and a timer that you set for yourself. It's like a little meditation, like, hey, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes, and I'm going to set a timer in this game. And it just does it and makes me all calm and cool. And I saw someone rate I'm going to do the dishes, and then it's like for 15 minutes, and then your character's just sitting there in the game just relaxing while the timer's going down. It's all mellow. Oh, this is real stupid, but I like it. I really kind of saw this and was like, oh man, this is definitely something.
All right. Destiny 2 Legacy Edition on the Epic Game Store. We don't.
I mean, it's Destiny.
Yeah, we
2.
don't have to say anything else.
Yeah, you're good.
Next,
What makes it legacy?
the content.
Oh,
The content.
What if we went back to Destiny?
Some of us never
I've-
left.
I also said that. I've also said that if you guys all want to play a game, I'll play a game with you.
Yeah, Alex always wants to play games with me. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
It's overrated. Alright, next.
Legend of Keepers: Career of a Dungeon Manager.
This is a idol manager. You put your not an idol like singers, but you don't actually do the combat. You just put teams together and they go and raid dungeons, and you manage their treasure and whatnot. This isn't a freebie. This is a giveaway on GOG, Good Old Games. So if you go to GOG, Legend of Keeper, Career of a Dungeon Master, you can enter the giveaway for a free code for this game.
Cool. All right. Well, we didn't even make it 30 seconds into the news before you guys started talking about work, so yeah, fantastic. Ouch. Let's take a break before we hit the backlog. We're back with the Backlog Blog where we play games. I had to do it. I had to bring to you today American.
It's a double duty.
American Arcadia. And
Well, this is a double Alex Getty
This
joint.
is a
We've done
double-
the backlog is all Alex and Getty.
it's weird. I thought that we'd have more backlogging from the log book, but all right, we're doing this. American Arcadia. We played this as a demo. We don't have to. I don't have to explain it for you, but I'm going to explain it for the listeners, for the viewers. American Arcadia is a story in 2 parts. You are playing as a individual who is part of a society, and he is, going along with everything in this 2D. I called it a walking simulator. I got called out for it last time, so let's call it a platformer this time to make everybody happy. But most of the movement that you're doing is always to the right, and your character is usually walking, sometimes running, and he's just going along with everything until he gets contacted by another character who is gameplay is in the first person as you live in Arcadia, and now you're trying to escape from Arcadia. So, Alex, you have finished it.
Yep.
what do you want to talk about for American Arcadia? I feel like we're both pros at this, so.
I want to talk about the thing that wasn't displayed in the demo, and so they do this kind of like there is like a little mini interstitial like almost like The Office confessionals.
Yes,
Where,
an interview.
Where your character will your character will get into a car accident, and then it'll pan to him real quick in an interview, and he goes, "And that was the first one of the weekend." And it's like, okay, it's like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. And they just keep doing like things like that, where she'd be like, it's like the Truman Show, where your character is like doing a inside one of the, like, it's like a 2D platformer, like escaping from things that are trying to kill him, and then on the outside there's another section where the person who's trying to help you escape is doing first person puzzling, doing what is it?
I mean, in the first part, she's like tech support, but
social.
Yeah,
she's doing social engineering to get hack different servers or steal people's key cards to try to get you out of Arcadia. But like there will be a thing where she's helping him on the radio, and she'll be like, "Jump! You gotta trust me. You could do it." And then it'll pan to an interview with her. I wasn't sure if he could do it. It's like really very funny how quick the cuts are. It just kind of like pings back and forth on these jokes, but they don't rely on it too much. It's used at those perfect like comedy moments just to hit. They don't like just hit you over the head with it, and I like that. I thought they do a really good job on the humor and the writing. There is a lot of good twists and turns that I did not see coming. I like where it went, and again, you do see when the twists happen. It's like cut to interview, and then be like, I don't know, that was weird, right? And then cut to the act, like back to the twist, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool how they really feed the comedy in with the story, kind of not really breaking the fourth wall, but it's also like, that's kind of the bit, is that with Arcadia being like a Truman Show situation, like what you don't realize is that also normal people who watch the Truman Show American Arcadia also pay money to go visit it like Disneyland, mm-hmm. And the rule they always say is don't break the fourth wall. Because these people believe this is all real, and it's so weird.
It's so messed up. It's not even fair. But yet, poor Trevor. Trevor's just going about his daily life until it was even in the demo. But you're just at your desk one day, and it's like your desk mate Gus. He disappears one day, and then the next day he gets in and he's at his desk, and the computer went down. And he looks to his left, and on the giant billboard that's always advertising, it says Gus is dead, and he's like, Gus is dead, and then from there it just goes, and it does not stop. It does not let up until you're having a second car accident in the same weekend. It's that intense. There's jumping, there's puzzling, there's problem solving, there's just, it takes a lot of cool things, and it does it well, and the characters are the real reason to play this one. Trevor's just a regular guy, and and they make so much like fun of how unphysically fit he is at the beginning, but by the end he's just like running nonstop, and they're like, where did this guy get the stamina? And he's poking fun at the security guards who weren't able to catch. They drop Police Academy references in this. It is just, I will tell you, because my Game of the Year list has not come out, Armored Core was on there. I dropped Armored Core completely from the list, plugged in American Arcadia, because I was like, I think this knocks it out. Wow. As much as I enjoyed Armored Core, like, this game slaps.
I played an hour, and I was like, well, this will be on top 20. So I put it like 17. And then by the end, I was like, this is probably a strong number 6, number 5 up there. This is up there. This is top 10 for sure. It's just, Yeah, it's the characters, it's the writing, there are hidden jokes. Like I found a joke that was like completely unprompted, and like I told Getty's like, I definitely did not see that. It's just there's just hidden humor everywhere, and like again there'll be like these long chase sequences where you're just running and platforming, and if you don't get it right, the character's like, your character kind of dies. It's like a one shot kill situation. You have to get these platforms perfectly, and like the entire time your character like in certain points like your character's either screaming at the guards who are chasing him, or there is one section where he's just like tired of everything and he's just purposely antagonizing them and arguing with them. It's like, slow down, will you speed up?
Like, obviously doesn't have to do it, but the fact that he's just feeding on it and he's playing with them, it's...
And like you'll hear the guards being like, okay, he took a left and then he went on the roof. That's a weird choice. It's like, okay, yeah. So it's not long. It's probably like 5 to 7 hours, and it's just it just kind of moves. It kind of moves. It gets where it needs to go. It doesn't outstay its welcome, and the humor is really, really well done. I really like all the humor that I saw in it.
It's silly. But it's a good story. It's worth experiencing. All right, and if we didn't sell you on American Arcadia, we got a blast from the past here. Alex and I both played Injustice 2. I have played Injustice 2 before, but it is a fighter, and I don't normally find myself playing fighter games, but Injustice just grabs some of the best characters from the DC universe, and the story is the real reason to come back and experience it again. It has some branching paths because you can decide who you want to use to fight certain battles, but if you are unsure or don't know about the events of Injustice 1, mild spoilers because we're going to talk a little bit about Injustice 2, but during the course of the story of Injustice 1, the Joker antagonizes Superman and sets off a bomb in Metropolis, killing a vast majority of the population, including Lois Lane, and driving Batman insane. And Batman comes in later, but Superman just straight up kills the Joker right then and there. And that's where it's this divergent story where Superman is now the bad guy. He becomes like a dictator leader, and he's got his own Justice League of people who are now trying to prevent Batman, who is the hero of that story, to come back and try and defeat him. Injustice 2 picks up after the events of Injustice 1.
Superman is in jail. And then there's like an alien invasion from a character named Brainiac, which is really in the comics. There have been so many Brainiac invasions.
It's crazy.
And they're just like each time Superman's like, you need me. You have to let me out of prison. And they're like, nope, not yet. Nope.
Yeah, we're going to get to it eventually, but there's all this other stuff going on behind the scenes because Brainiac's invading, he's manipulating a bunch of the other characters, and you fight your way through it. But what Injustice 2 does, I think, differently, I don't know, you guys will have to help me, but there are certain interactables in the environment where there's like a marquee in front of a theater, and you can just take the other character and like hit them, and they'll fly, hit the marquee, and come back down. You can throw stuff that's in the environment, but then the scenes where you can just like straight up punch somebody and the level changes, it's just wild.
And then like this is where the Mortal Kombat like story kind of came from, of like moving from scene to scene, giving characters reasons to fight. You're always changing characters per the story. But for me, these games are like, they don't have the fatalities, but what they do have are the minute and a half to 2 minutes of super moves. You build up your meter, you unleash a thing where Batman has you picked up by a Fulton balloon that takes you into the stratosphere, and then the bat plane comes up and clips the balloon. You go flying down to Earth, and the bat plane starts shooting you with machine gun on your way down, and that's like his super special move. It's like that, and it does a whole thing where you like the bat plane does the bat symbol on the moon and then comes back down. It's like
over the top.
It's like a long,
drawn out,
long scene.
But it just feels powerful when you successfully execute a super move on somebody, and
you just sit down and put the controller down.
You rest it next to you.
Well, there's my super. Gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch the Flash punch you through different forms of time as he's going back in time. You knock the nose off the Sphinx with your
throw you into a dinosaur,
and then a dinosaur, and then when he comes back, the Flash is there with you, and he smacks you in yourself into your past self.
Can we talk about how jarring it must be for a T-Rex to just exist, and then somebody just throws a human being into you and disappears in an instant? Like, you're going about your business, you're doing your T-Rex stuff, and then out of nowhere, some random dude...
T-Rex stuff. Episode title.
Just
doing your T-Rex
stuff. But yeah, no, it takes those characters and it grabs them and it puts them into this situation that you wouldn't normally see, but then you get to fight other iconic characters. It does it well. It's a game that if you haven't played it before, it's worth at least, watching a little bit of it so you can see what's going on. The story, I would probably say that the first one's a little bit better than the second one, but you play it for the action sequences. You play it for just to see what happens. I would argue there's a lot more death in the first one too. And
but I definitely think that like the story is like, oh, this kind of goes places, and it's a full featured, not kind of half put together thing. It's like, oh, these are voice acted and well animated. They're giving really good facial expressions. There's team ups. There's this full like interesting dialogue choices where it's like I paused the game and I like walked away and came back and it's like, okay, this dialogue and this conversation, these cutscenes are like 7 minutes. Like, oh, they're still going and talking about, the alien invasion, crazy. And then every character has those giant bombastic super moves. It's just, it's a good package. It's a really good package.
But being able to pick between some of the characters, it'll be like, do you want to play as Blue Beetle at this point, or do you want to play as, I can't remember,
like Cyborg.
Cyborg. Or do you want to play as Black Canary, or do you want to play as, Green Arrow. So it's there. There's a diverse cast of characters. You really get a taste of what it has to offer, and if you're just a fighting person game, then you can do that too. But story wise, this is why I would play a fighting game. Injustice 2, coming to a theater near you. All right, somebody threw video game homework in here, so this is my transition. I hope you like it. Video game homework, not starting until after the new year. You guys ready? You got your notebooks? You ready to take notes?
Yep. Hold on, let me see if I have. I want to see if I have this on Steam.
All right. I told Alex a little bit earlier today because he was pestering me.
Install.
We won't have it due anytime soon. I understand and I appreciate everybody has family stuff that's going on, so your video game homework coming up soon to a Super GG radio near you. Dishonored.
All right.
Oh, man.
I don't care how you play it. I don't care how many people you kill.
I'm going genocide. I
just need you to do the thing.
I did the try to not kill anybody run. I now going genocide.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I did it once.
Joel, be the bad guy for the show.
Hey, Joel, here's an easy layup. Take it.
Don't want a killing spree?
Yeah. Be the bad guy.
All right.
Duh.
For homework.
Yeah.
And I think it's only like, what? It's not long.
It can be long, depending on how you play it. If you go full murder hobo, it's not as long as stealth mode.
It's like 12. Yeah. That's 6 episodes.
I don't expect it to be that long, but, you do what you will. Okay, guys?
How Long to Beat has it somewhere between 12 hours and 38.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
because
gonna-
it's like a lot. There's a lot of like hidden lore and stuff. Like a lot of hidden like collectibles and whatnot, or also many ways to play to get.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, if you go full stealth, you're probably going to find yourself closer to 20 hours.
Yep.
But if you play it like a normal person, probably not that long. All right. We're there, guys. We're right about at the end. I'm just going to take us to one last thing, and this week's one last thing is brought to you by Dat Beat List, though.
You gotta get. 60,
I'm on the
Gary.
road to 60.
We have a beat list?
Alec doesn't.
You
fill
finish
it out.
games? What is
He
this?
does not fill it out. He's beaten like 3 other games, and he's not.
It's
filling out
fine.
this.
No.
He's doing all right. I really want to finish Tales of Arise. I feel like I've put a pretty good amount of time in it so far. But next year, I got to tell you guys, it's dangerous. Like a Dragon is in January. February has a Persona game. It's got a Final Fantasy game. I can't even see March at this point. So, I don't know. Alex, what do you got?
I would like to play Tales of Arise. I have not played a game in a while. I've been real busy with work and end of the year crunch podcasting and indie games.
Is it Mario time?
Like, we have Joel and I were on the Nintendo main podcast last night. We have this one. I have Culture Combine tomorrow. Next week we have Nintendo World Report.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
And our white elephant gifts.
it's Mario
And
time.
White Elephant Gifts.
It's Mario time.
Yeah. So I'm pretty. Speaking of the beat list, I'm pretty beat. End of segment. Go ahead and move on.
Well, I mean, we have 2 other people, so Joel.
So I installed Fortnite on my Xbox to
And
try the
Kick.
the Rocket League, Rocket Racing. I think that's what they call it on there. The
Rocket
new mode
Racing.
there. It's fun. It's fine. I fell into a big Rocket League hole though now, and I can't get out.
You know, I appreciate that. I miss playing Rocket League with you guys and then having to split the teams so that you and Hartwig can't be together. That was a lot of fun.
For what it's worth, I've deteriorated significantly.
Good.
I mean, I was never good, so.
You needed to be nerfed.
New patch, Nerf Joel.
Nerf this. Alec.
You know, I'll see if I can get one more game on the beat list this year. Let's. I'm gonna wrap up Super Mario RPG on the Switch.
That's the new one?
Yep.
He beat the old one already this year too.
Yep.
You do it, dude. I believe in you.
And end game content.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna do the end game content.
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
I don't really want to fight Quillix in the 3D mode.
I heard Skrillex, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
I love dubstep.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And what was it? From First to Last. I like From First to Last. It's a good emo band.
All right. That'll be it for this week's episode of Super GG Radio. Before we go, you can find us on X at Super GG Radio and twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where, hey guys, I took the time to rewrite this part, so it's going to go much better. Thursdays are podcast night. Please sit and enjoy a nice time with us, or listen to us on the internet. Mondays, Joel is being the bad guy. He's finishing up Disco Elysium and moving on to
Dishonored?
something else.
Dishonored?
I had committed to Mass Effect.
Did you install
the bad
Mass
guy?
Effect?
Not yet.
All right, do what you will with that. Tuesdays, Alex is back on his board, of which he is never bored.
Nope. I'm skateboarding, man. All day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day.
I like that. Yeah, Skater XL and chill. Come by, listen to some tunes, and just hang out. right, if you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com, and provide us a review on iTunes or the podcast app of your choice. Thanks for listening, and good game, Alex.
GG, get a
Good game, Joel.
Good game.
And good game, Alec.
GG.
That's why there's so much chafing.